Now, before we get into the Counter-Strike, let's talk about top trumps. What's that, you say, Alan? I thought you just said top trumps. Yes, that's precisely what I said. Top trumps is incredible amounts of fun, covering pretty much any topic from Peppa Pig to emojis. The possibilities are simply endless. Now, if there was a top trumps for teams on Nuke, Astralis would be the trumper to end all trumps. Longest win streak, map win percentage, amount of time Zipnix does nothing in ramp and wishes they'd just pick Inferno instead. When it comes to Nuke, Astralis is the place to look. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to learn all about fast vent diving from the Danes themselves. Jumping straight into this overview, focus on Dupree as he's the player going down vent. We can see that Dupree nades off the door, flashes once into main and gets himself down the vent as fast as possible. Quite amusingly, Glaive actually smokes onto the squeak molly and goes down vent as well on this round. For us anyway, let's focus on those nades towards main that help Dupree get down the vent uncontested. As the players run towards squeak, loads of flashes get chained onto main and Zipnix mollies main as well for good measure. Now the molly stops any CT players swinging out from main and looking at squeak. Even so, some top players will actually still swing into the molly, and the flashes do not blind Dupree whilst hitting anyone inside main. Another flash is thrown by Device that comes through the skylight, and this removes a big chunk of the sights from the equation and catches most of heaven, which is the spot alongside main that presents the most danger. So this round was pretty much best case scenario for Astralis, as Liquid had nobody in main and Nitro, who threw the squeak molly, was delayed in spawn, meaning Dupree took no damage going down. Most of the time the entry will get tagged by molly, and I think it's more common for a player to get down with around 60 HP. So whilst the player perspectives are rolling, let's talk about how to use this play in your team. This strategy is spawn based and only run it when your top spawn is a good one. Your best spawn will take on Dupree's role, nading door, flashing main and getting themselves down the vent as fast as possible. For the other players, spawns don't matter so much, and I recommend having your AWPer taking on Device's role of flashing through the skylight. On this round, Astralis smoked the red cross and sent Magus outer. This isn't really part of the strategy. Throwing this smoke and playing around it is roughly the default thing to do on T-Nuke, so you don't have to do this part if you don't want to. Now, I would have your second best spawn that is not the AWPer taking on Glaive's role of flashing main, and perhaps they might want to prime a smoke after flashing to put onto a CT molly. And finally, the third spawn takes on Zipnix's role of mollying and flashing main. This strategy will certainly take some practice to run quickly and smoothly whilst not hitting your teammates with all of those nades flying into main. So let's answer the tricky question of when to call this play. Certainly if the team you're playing is not mollying squeak, run this all day long. At higher levels though, when teams are always mollying squeak and are ready for plays like this, spamming from main for example, sometimes you will just die going for vent. If you can make it down though, a player vent diving is a massive pain in the backside for the CT side, and if you do it like this, a decent amount of the time, they will not know you're even down the vent since the flashes remove so much vision and all of the nades make so much noise. Once down, I feel like going ramp with the other players is the best play, having your vent dive player going into control and killing the CT ramp player as he falls back. But perhaps you go down secret with numbers and have the drop player holding the vents rotate, which is very likely to give an entry kill if the CTs do not know you have a player lower and they drop down vent. Overall, I feel like vent diving is a great thing to throw in once or twice a half. If people are expecting a vent dive, it certainly will not go so well. You can also start faking things like this and really start messing with your opponents, denying them information and perhaps forcing some over rotations. Anyway guys, that is everything for this one. If you enjoyed that, why don't you hit that like button and subscribe. Social medias are linked below and my Discord is the place to go if you have any questions. Thanks for watching and I'll catch you guys in the next one.